Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the likes and the comments that we've been receiving so far. It's good that you guys are tuned in and you're watching and following our videos. We ask that even this video, please, you need to share this one because it's gonna be very good. All right, but today we have a special topic and we're talking about accountability and transparency, we might add. So basically, we just want to talk about this in light of relationships. If you are dating or if you're married, what does accountability look like in a relationship? Babe, ready to shoot?
Well, yes, and yes. I think that unfortunately, I've seen that a number of people don't like to be held accountable. They don't want to be as transparent as possible because it just feels like like we're together, but I don't need to be to tell you everything. I don't need to give you that much detail. So I think that in a nutshell, is bringing up a lot of issues in relationships because people don't see any value in sharing detail, which is unfortunate because there's a book that we read. I think, babe, you had given me that book when we're dating, and it was about relationships. And one of the statements in that book that still stand out to me even up to now, it said that life is relationships. The rest is just details. So at the end of the day, you realize that even though the rest are just details, they still make the relationship. So those details that we want to take out of our relationship when we don't want to be that accountable, when we don't want to be transparent, unfortunately, those are what make the relationship. So if you take them out, you take out the relationship in itself. And so just thinking about that, I was just wondering, like, from a man's perspective, babe, if you are going somewhere or you are out there doing your own stuff, and for some reason I want to know what you're up to or where you are, and then you don't want to tell me, like you feel like, why are you asking, why are you telling me this?
I think that shouldn't be an issue asking us about, because it's not an issue for us guys, but the ladies. Oh my God.
No, I think
No,
this
you
is
don't
the,
agree?
no, I don't agree.
What?
I think
Okay,
most
wait.
men
Maybe finish your question. Finish your question.
what? Don't do that. Yeah, but I want to
Yeah.
say that I think mostly it's the men that have a problem with being accountable. I'm sorry to say, babe, but it's true. I think men don't. They put this thing out like, why do you want to be in my business too much? Like, I'm gonna come, I'll pick you up when I'm supposed to pick you up. I'm gonna be home when I'm supposed to be home. There is no need for me to tell you all those details. But why do you think men come out like that? Like, what is wrong with telling me where you are?
I'm not like that.
Ah.
So it's like difficult for me to say for the mankind out there, men especially. So
I'm sorry, in this room, you're the representative. You gotta tell us okay, in a man's logical sense, what do you think he's thinking in that instance? Why is it difficult for him to really stay?
yeah, well, I think I was thinking about this the other day, and I mean, for me, it's not difficult to say where I am. If you ask me, I can tell you. If you want me to tell you what I'm about, I can tell you. And sometimes I can still tell you even if you do not ask me. But I was thinking about it that for other guys, yes, you're true, you're right. It's difficult for them to actually just receive that with grace, like you're asking where I am. And I think it's all got to do with the upbringing and the society that we are coming from. It's like men are not supposed to be questioned. It's like men are not supposed to be, held accountable for what they are doing. And that's how society has built most men around. And so when you start questioning and asking, they are thinking like, what are you, a police woman or something, trying to follow up all my whatnots? And I think society came from a situation also where as men got that independence, nobody was questioning them. You eventually find that they are engaging in wrong situations and wrong things. And that's why accountability is very much important. You might not like it, but it saves you a whole lot in terms of your relationship. Once you're accountable, once you begin to like be an open book, in that relationship, it's good, it's better. It will, because when you know that nobody's watching, nobody's going to ask me about this, I've put my wife in her place, she's not supposed to ask me this, so you can do anything. That's how a human heart is. If there is no accountability, the human heart can be reckless, can do anything. Nobody is actually telling you don't do this. You've got no friends restraining you from doing certain things. You can do anything else that you want. So the essence of accountability is restraint. For you not to be able to go out recklessly doing other things. You know that, oh, I'm going to answer from someone, but it should all draw down from as you as a man, obviously, because she's saying that men have got this particular issue. So as a man also, if you don't want to be accountable to your wife, be accountable at least to God. Okay, but if you are accountable to God, then definitely you're going to be accountable to your wife. But look at God. God is watching you. God is following your steps. He knows what you're doing. He knows what you're going to do. So be open, of course. Open your heart before God, and open your heart to your wife or your lady. Just be accountable. It's okay. It's okay to just be open and tell the person that, look, this is what I'm doing, this is where I am. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Right. I like that you went, I mean, far back to, you know, society and culture and all of that. But most importantly for me, what stood out was the last part, and I think that's the cherry on the iceberg. I mean, or the cherry on the cake. That's the take home, because if you have integrity, if you are right before God and you don't have a problem with being, you know, transparent and vulnerable and accountable before God, you will not have a problem with being accountable to a person. But unfortunately, I think that a lot of men haven't learned vulnerability.
Yeah.
A lot of men haven't learned accountability and transparency. They want to, you know, be a man. They want to be in charge. They want to, don't question me. How
don't
dare
appear
you?
weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that when we go back to scripture, we get to see that Paul is talking about when I am weak, then I am strong. And God, there is nothing wrong with being weak and acknowledging that this is where I stand. But then in this topic, we're not talking about weakness or anything. We're talking about just you being able to share certain things with your partner. This is where I am. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm going to be up to. There is nothing wrong with that, because you build trust. Your partner is comfortable knowing that, oh, my husband told me he's going to be home in a bit. My partner tells me that right now he's in Lusaka and right now he's at work. But if you don't tell me anything, and then, you know, this time social media is it's happening a little too much, and it can give you a lot more detail than you know.
Yeah.
So people are appearing in pictures that are showing they're in Livingston when you told your partner you're in Luansha. You told your partner you're back home, but then we see you in a club dancing. All of those things, they begin to bring up issues.
Yeah.
We're not saying that the one who took a picture and you were in the background or tagged you is the problem. The problem is you, because you are not accountable to your partner. So I think the emphasis of this is, if you have integrity as a person, there is nothing wrong with sharing that kind of information with your partner.
Because why not?
I mean, it even builds your relationship. You have a lot more to talk about. You have a lot more to relate to, and just having that peace and trust with your partner, I think that is everything. So
Yeah. But I think also it must be said of the women that the way you ask
also
matters.
Thank you
Yeah,
for that.
that's just important, because you might say, hey, it's accountability on what not, you need to tell me, but ask with grace and ask with wisdom. You can, there's always a special way that you can ask. Even not even you do not even have to ask directly sometimes, but there's just a, and there might be some relationships that are not yet there in terms of accountability. Don't expect everything to just change when you watch this video, you talk to your partner about it. So be graceful enough to one another, and have that as a process. Okay, there's sometimes that some things that you could bring out and all that. Yeah, but spoken too much.
Right. So we'll just close with this. The point of being accountable to your partner is not to just, you know, tick a box off and saying I'm being accountable. I think it's got to do with, it just shows that you have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have anything to hide, what's wrong with just mentioning where you are, what you're up to? So once that is clear, your partner is more at peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Next time we're asking the women why they are not always willing to be accountable.
come
This
on.
was about me. I let it pass. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and please share this video if you found it interesting, and we'll be glad to have you next week as well. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day.